where, hey, there's a consumer behavior change happening. And I was trading a ton, but also I saw how there was a need in the market that sort of a lot of these new investors were not being met at where they were at. And I was like, I should create a product here. And I was doodling on some ideas, eventually sort of landed on Dub, and things really picked up. And I had enough conviction in building the company where left school. I was like a month before finals. I'm not writing any essays. I'm moving to New York City. I didn't even tell my mom. I just emailed the dean, left school, moved to New York City. And like, I told my mom like a month or two later.
You're a first generation immigrant. Your mom, it just it speaks English somewhat. How did she take your news?
So, you know what? She was very angry when I left high school. That was a brutal bloodbath fight. The second time around, she was kind of used to it, but also I think I've been in a place where she trusted me. She had seen what happened, and she knew this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. And what I'm deeply appreciative of my mom is she's very supportive, and she knows this is it. And I think she taught me really well. So I probably should have let her know a little earlier, but I was deeply wrapped up in building Dub and my obsession with building the company.
Yeah. Well, how did you decide on Dub as the idea that you want to spend time and making it work?
Absolutely. So while I was in my dorm room doing all this trading, the new trend that I saw was this new generation of traders. They were no longer just sitting behind their screens looking at PE ratios, right? They were following people and ideas to drive their decision making. You saw a roaring kitty, everyone investing in GameStop, the individual going up against the institutions and the big hedge funds. You saw star fund managers like Kathy Woods come online for the first time, gather $200 billion of assets in just 1 or 2 years. Right? And Elon was moving the Bitcoin and Doge markets every tweet. So that was how people were investing. They were following narratives. I was like, wow, if I'm doing this, I'm part of this. I'm looking at Twitter, CNBC, following news and trying to trade in my Robinhood. What if we can make this as simple as just a single tap of a button? You can mirror or replicate someone else's trades. And I thought that was going to be the 10X product. And as I dug deeper into it, what I realized was that this idea of following the smart money has been around for a long time. Just hasn't been accessible to the regular American. If I have money, I'm not trading myself. I call up my Goldman Sachs wealth manager or invest in a hedge fund or venture capital firm where I'm trusting the expert to deploy my money, because investing is really hard, right? And with difficult things, you just trust the expert. So I was like, can we bring this concept that's never been accessible for the regular retail investor and bring it to them for the very first time in a familiar product?
Yeah. Most consumers kind of view this type of copy trading app as the Nancy Pelosi app.
She is good.
Right, she's good. But with that, there's, you don't find out exactly what she does until the 13 Fs come out. So there's a time lag. Can you share that a bit more? And I think you're the only one. One of the reasons you were attracted to us is that you're the only one that can actually execute on the trades and have the broker dealer license.
Absolutely.
So can you share a bit of how's that differentiation working out for you?
Yeah, so Nancy Pelosi, she has 30 days to file based on the Stock Act of 2012 that Obama signed. So there is some delay there. But what I think people fail to realize is like Nancy Pelosi is just one of hundreds, if not thousands, of investment portfolios and people that you can copy trade on the app. And what we've built is not just the politician stock copy trading app, which we are kind of known for right now, but a marketplace where you can pick and choose investing talent to essentially take care of your capital and your money. And to do that in authentic and high fidelity real-time fashion to make sure that there's no front running and the execution you're getting the same as the person that you're copy trading, quote unquote, you have to be the brokerage. And Dub is the only broker dealer. It's our subsidiary company. We've got a parent co, read the fine print, but we're the only brokerage to offer copy trading as a service. And that was fundamental to offering just a high fidelity product where we didn't need to rely on another potential brokerage's execution where there could be delays. It wouldn't be real time. So that was sort of my thesis. And we took the hard path. Right? It took 2.5 years of being heads down and building and getting our broker-dealer license before we launched. But the quality shows, right? And the stickiness, the retention, it shows in the product as people see it.
Yeah. And doing this, you have to interact with the regulatory bodies more, whether it's SEC and others, maybe sometimes even state by state. Yeah. What is that experience like? And how did you assemble a team to be able to help you to work with you deal with that?
Yeah, I'm very contrarian. I think in some things you should move fast and break things, but from a regulatory approach and from a compliance standpoint, I invested day one in working with the regulators and building a good relationship. And to do that, I know I'm sort of a college dropout without any connections or relationships in the space, but I got creative, right? Like, how do I hire the best talent? How do I get some of the best investors around me who've executed and know the space well and built very successful companies, right? So one of our angel investors, the CEO of Uber. Another is the former vice Fed chair that went through 9/11, Roger Ferguson, and one of our C-lead investors was Tuss, right? They know the space stone cold, and getting some advice from them, I went out and hired some of the best compliance talent to come in and sort of build our compliance program from the ground up. And from day one, we, instead of like shipping this net new and just, hey, letting the regulators know afterwards, we went to the regulators and said, this is what we want to do. How do we work with you to make this happen? And standing here 3.5 years later, I think it's paid off in many ways.
Yeah. One of the things that really struck me is the camaraderie you have with the operators that you have recruited and built around the table. They not only enjoy hanging out with you, they actually really are inspired and respect your insights and vision and just strategic thinking in general.
Yeah.
How did you guys build this kind of rapport?
Yeah. If you asked me 4 years ago, I would probably not tell you that all my leadership team, they're almost double my age. But it's been incredible. I think it comes from a place of vulnerability, right? I know what I do not know. As a college dropout founder, yes, I've been building products my whole life, but I have enough sort of authenticity and wherewithal to realize that to get to where I need to go in such a complex and difficult space, how do we get there faster? And it's by paying or hiring and bringing experience on that we can combine that with sort of my fast execution to really maximize the potential of what we're creating. So that was sort of what I pitched them, right? Like, I need you, I want you, I know what I don't have, and 1 + 1 is going to equal 10 here. And that's really what's happened. And I think coming from that place, I built this really strong rapport with them where there's a deep sense of trust that's been created because of that fundamental sort of vulnerability that I think I have. And, it hasn't always been easy. We've had lots of ups and downs, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is my favorite Nietzsche quote. You know what? We've had some really low moments, but that is what bonds you and makes you stronger and takes you to the top.
Right. Or some of those moments, how did you guys, overcome those?
Yeah, it's a lot of just looking yourself in the eye and being brutally honest. And what I will say is that I think for me, and I think most people, you never probably